Healing the Alpha's Wound. Previous episodes are available on playlist, a link is given in the video description. Episode 2. Chapter 17. I feel something heavy draped over me as I try to open my eyes, but I can't seem to make them open. I feel some pain, but it is not bad. I can't help but wonder what happened. I turned my head and my neck hurt. I moaned at the discomfort. Amy. I hear the most wonderful voice and I smile. Amy, thank the goddess. I finally was able to open my eyes and saw the most beautiful man staring back at me. Chase, I whisper his name. Yeah, baby. I am here. He smiled, welcome back. How long? I asked. You were out for 3 days. The doctor said it was normal for you to sleep that long due to all the trauma you went through. 3 days. Are we home? The word home fell out of my mouth, and it made Chase's smile go wider. Yes, baby. We are home. I smile at him, good. I don't want to be any place else. I yawned, I am tired. You close those beautiful eyes and sleep. I will lay right here next to you and hold you as you do. Yeah, okay, I murmur closing my eyes. I open my eyes and stretch. I turn to look next to me and the bed is empty. Then I hear the shower running and smile. Then I get a thought. I knew I could use a shower, so I get out of bed and grab the wall as a quick dizzy spell catches me off guard, but it passes as fast as it appeared. Taking a deep breath, I am feeling better and walk around the room looking for which door was the bathroom. Finding it, I walk and strip off my clothes and sneak on into the shower behind my mate. I smell your wonderful scent, my love, he says, turning around and taking me into his arms. Feeling his glorious body next to mine fills me with desire. I smell your desire. Then kiss me and take me. I am yours. I have no idea where my boldness has come from, but I like this new me. Especially as he bends down and takes my lips with his. Take me now. I need you me now. You got it, baby, he says. He feels so amazing. I never dreamed it would be like this. Yeah, that's it. Oh, goddess. I getting close, I say. We both call each other's names loudly as the sound echoes off the walls. How long did I sleep this time? I asked as we finally catch our breaths. Just a couple of hours. He says. He slowly lets me down and we finish cleaning and washing our hair in the shower. As we were toweling off, I ask, did I moan or feel pain while asleep? No, none. Which makes me think with Triton marking you that may have severed that bond. If that be the case, I feel the need to mark you as well. I smile. Then I will always be completely yours and no one can claim me. He smiled, I would love for you to mark me. He sweeps me in his arms and lifts me up and offers his left side of his neck where the marking spot is. Mark me now, my love. Wrapping my arms around his neck so I can get to his neck better, I begin to kiss on his skin there before my teeth sink into his skin. He groans and holds me tighter as I leave my mark on my mate. Then I lick off the blood and kiss my mark the first have left on his neck. Now, you are mine. I already feel the current of the bond. Me too. Of course, I was already feeling it, but it has gotten stronger now that we are marked. I gave a soft laugh, and he set me back on the floor and we finished drying and dressing. I plan to show you around so you can get familiar with your new home, he tells me as he holds the door open for me. I would love to see my new home. I smile as I walk out, and he follows behind. As we walk around, and I show her the pack house, the people bowed as we walked by. I even heard a few wonders and whispers if Amy was the new Luna. Soon I will be addressing the pack and introducing her to the whole pack. I feel proud to be walking with Amy hand in hand. I am surprised they had not noticed our marks. After all, we did nothing to hide them. I was proud to wear her mark. The mating bond seems to have finally connected as when we touch now, I feel the electrical tingles through my body that come with the bond. After I showed her around and we had our dinner with her sitting in the spot for the Luna, all the high-ranking wolves and elders have come to realize that it is true and that they have a Luna. It wasn't until we got back to our room that again Christine was once again across my bed. Amy and I stopped short as Amy let out a gasp. I was seeing red now. This woman just never gives up. Christine! I shouted as she sat up, noticing us for the first time and looking wide-eyed at my mate. Who is this, Chase? Christine demands. Another whore when you could have me? Get dressed, Christine, and never call your Luna a whore again. And never address me as Chase to you. I am Alpha Chase. LOL Luna, she stutters as she begins to throw her clothes on. That's right. Amethyst is my fated mate and your Luna. And I told you I was saving myself for my mate. You have no business to be in here tainting our bed with your cheapness. My apologies, Luna Amethyst. I had not known, she said, bowing to Amy. Then ran out of the room. Amy suddenly turns towards me, her eyebrow lifted, looking quite pissed off. I can promise you she meant nothing to me. I have told her time and time again I was waiting for you. I believe she got the message now. Have you ever slept with her? She asked me, crossing her arms across her chest. A very long time ago, when I finally decided to stop and wait for you, she refused to believe it. I even had this floor redone with you in mind and told her to never enter because I never wanted it tainted. She studied my face to determine if I was telling the truth or not. When I felt I needed to remind her, I promise you I am nothing like Jacob. You are more than enough woman for me. Okay, she says, nodding her head. I believe you, she says, walking over to me and wrapping her arms around my waist. I love only you, Amy, I say, wrapping my arms around her. I love you too. Then she pulls back from me a little and adds, but if I ever find another woman in our room. She didn't get to finish that sentence as I slammed my lips on hers in a heated kiss. Never, I say against her lips as she surrendered to me. We were asleep cuddling when I heard her whimper in her sleep. I looked over and saw the time was just a little past midnight. I wrapped my arms tighter around her, thinking she must be having a nightmare. Only the whimpers got louder, and she began to claw at her chest. Okay, so this was not a nightmare. Then she bolted up screaming in pain, and it was then I knew that the old bond was not completely severed as we thought. I grabbed her and had her straddle my lap as I leaned my back against the headboard, holding her tight against me as I rubbed her back. Make it go away. Please, Chase, make it stop. She pleaded. Hun, we never had you reject him. We need you to reject him since he won't reject you. Breathing heavily, she said, but, he, needs to accept. Somehow we will get him to accept. We have to. It took nearly 3 hours for the pain to subside, and all I was able to do was just hold her. I had thought that marking each other that it would have severed the old bond. I can't keep having my mate suffer in this way. That man seems so starved that it is amazing he even gets any alpha business done. I now am holding a sleeping Amy in my arms as she is exhausted from all the screaming and thrashing. My heart breaks seeing the suffering. But if he does not accept the rejection, I may not have any other choice than to declare war against his pack. And there is no way in hell he would win against my pack. It is the second to the strongest in the world. So he best do the right thing, or I would, for the sake of my Luna and mate, declare war. I woke late the next morning in the arms of my mate. My head and throat hurts, and so does my body with all the pain from last night. Chase has been so supported and patient through it all, and I love him more every day for it. I am beginning to feel fighting mad for what Jacob is putting me through. I finally made up my mind. I need Chase to set up a video call with Jacob, and I intend to finally be the first to do the rejecting. In all honesty, I had no idea the female can do the rejecting. For one, I never heard of such a thing. I have only heard of males doing the rejecting. Well, Jacob is in for a real surprise. I refuse to let him hurt me anymore. Today I plan to reject him, and my wolf Sadie is all for it. My poor Sadie has been getting weaker with all the pain she has been suffering. I know she will get her strength back as soon as the first bond is finally broken. In the meantime, I refuse to be weak. I am now the Luna of the Sacred Moon Pack, one of the strongest around, and they need a strong Luna by their alpha's side. I feel Chase begin to stir next to me, and I smile at him as he opens his beautiful eyes and looks at me. He pulls me closer, and I snuggle next to him as I said, I need to have you get Jacob on a video call. I plan on rejecting him, and I want to see his face as I do. He kisses the top of my head. Anything you want. I am proud of you. I'll snuggle closer. Thanks. I just hope to the goddess that he accepts. He best, or I promise you, I will declare war against the Blood River Pack, and believe me, I have plenty of allies that will gladly help. No doubt you do, my love, I say, kissing his cheek. After breakfast, we went into his office, and he sat down as Elle sat off to the side, and he opens a video call to Jacob. What do you want, Alpha Chase? Nice start, I think to myself. I am calling to let you know I want you to stop the suffering you are causing my mate, your mate. He laughs. Last I knew she was my mate. And as long as she gives me sweet pain every time, I will always do the same. He really does enjoy that pain he gives me. What a sick. Well, receive your pain elsewhere. This stops now for my mate, Chase growls. Jacob continues laughing. 0h no. I rather enjoy things this way. And besides, the burning in the pit of my stomach is such a tum-on. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I came to do something, and with the way he is speaking sounds like he will not be accepting it anytime soon. As I said, Chase begins with a growl. This ends now or there will be repercussions. Is that a threat, Alpha? Take it as any way you please. Chase reaches for my hand, and I stand and sit on his lap. He turns to me and says, you have anything to say, MV love? I nod and look Jacob in the Eve. L. Amethyst Weber, Luna of the Sacred Moon Pack, reject you as my mate, Jacob Tyler Alpha of the Blood River Pack as I'll reject you as my alpha. I grab my chest as I feel the pain of the bond and I see Jacob do the same. Do you have something to say, Alpha Jacob? Jacob sneered, never. When, whatever happens, is out of my hands. I warned you. You should have accepted. Chase said with a snarl and shut off the call. I felt the bond break to the pack I begin, but I am unsure of the bond. I have any idea for that. I have some of my top medical staff trying to come up with a way to keep the pain at bay until we can figure out how to finally break that bond. I lean on him as he kisses my head. You did good, 1am proud of you, now if only he would accept it. Which I doubt. Later that day, to make me pay for what I did, Jacob had me doubled over in pain. This time we were already in medical when it happened to see if they were making any leeway in their research of what they can do to keep the pain at bay. Chase again is holding me like he always does, doing what he can to help ease the discomfort. Is it always this bad? Asked Dr. Bailey. Sometimes, worse depending. He likes to do it with multiple partners and his so-called Luna is right along with him. Mark is ready to try something he has been working on if you are ready. She asked Chase as Mark, his head physician, walks in carrying a syringe. How safe is this, Mark? I heard Chase ask as I groan and wriggle in pain. I promise, I would never do anything to harm the Luna. It is safe and I am almost positive it will stop the pain. He holds the syringe out towards my arm, slowly waiting for Chase's permission. I feel Chase nod and he injects the serum into my arm. 5 minutes later, as the pain recedes, I begin to relax as it seems to help. I breathe a sigh of relief and begin to wipe away the tears that fell. How are you feeling, Luna? Mark asks as he studies me. I give a weak smile. It is gone. He nods and smiles back. Then he looks at Chase. Alpha, she will need an injection daily to keep the pain away. At least until the old bond can be broken. Chase nods. Thank you, Mark. It has been a week with Amy getting injected daily with the serum and so far, it seems to be working. She has not had any pains. Of course, Mark does not know how it works and if Jacob still feels the pain when we make love or not. As long as Amy doesn't feel the pain from him. So, if he is suffering, it is his own fault. All he has to do is accept her rejection. So far, he still has not, as Amy still feels the bond connected to him. She would know if he accepted it and it was severed. It just feels good knowing my mate is no longer in pain because of him. Tonight is the night when I officially announce to my pact that I have found my fated mate and they have a Luna. Then the celebration begins and will last a good 2 days, and on the night of the second day, we all join the Luna for a midnight run around the territory. It just so happens to fall on a full moon. This way we were able to combine her Luna celebration and the Moon Festival into one. The end result of both celebrations is always the same, with running the in-wolf form howling at the moon. Amy is so excited that she bought online the perfect dress for tonight. I have not seen it as it is a surprise. I cannot wait to see my Luna and celebrate with my pack. I am upstairs in the guest room getting ready as my maid is getting dressed in our room. Everyone pitched in with the decorations and the food. Everything looks great for tonight. An hour later I walked down to the bottom of the stairs and waited for my mate. I suddenly get a whiff of her roses and honey scent that drives my wolf and me crazy. I look up as the fragrance came closer and I see her. She is wearing a beautiful dress in the colors of my pack. An off-one-shoulder black velvet dress that has silver threading in floral designs. Our colors represent black for the night sky and silver for the moon in all its glory. The dress was floor-length with a slit up one side. And on her feet, she wore silver open-toed heels. Her hair is down in waves and a silver clip holds it up on one side. Her makeup was done to perfection. She looked so breathtakingly beautiful. "Amy," I begin breathlessly, "you are radiant." She smiled at me, "Thank you. You look quite handsome yourself." I was wearing a black suit with a black dress shirt and a silver tie. I held my arm out and she hooked hers around it as we began walking out to the backyard where the ceremony is being held. Everyone was there and began to greet us and bowed as we walked out through the French doors. We made our way to the platform and climbed the 3 steps and walked over to the microphone. With Amy standing next to me, I begin a speech. "Welcome members of the Sacred Moon Pack. I begin, we are here to announce and celebrate our new Luna." I look over to my mate and smile, "My mate, and your Luna, Amethyst Weber." The people cheered as I kissed her cheek. She looked out over at the people and gave the most brilliant smile I have ever seen. She walked up to the mic and spoke, "I am proud to be the Luna of such a strong pack as the Sacred Moon. I already feel at home and so welcomed. I also promise to be the best Luna you will ever have and stand always by my mate, your Alpha's side. So, with that said, enjoy the food and dancing and the celebration. Remember, this is a double celebration as it falls on the same night as the full moon. Let us celebrate the moon goddess in all her glory." A roar with many howls from the people lifted up at the end of Amy's speech. I looked out over the faces of the crowd and saw already the love and adoration they have for their Luna. I felt warm with pride. We walked off the platform as the music began and couples began to dance as the pups ran around and played. Many came over to talk with their new Luna and welcomed her. It was a grand night and soon the little pups all had to go home to bed while the adults stayed and celebrated. Seems the pups took a liking to their Luna as Amy even sat with them gathered around telling them a bedtime story before they had to leave for bed. Even adults were thrilled at her telling a story. She is the perfect Luna. The moon goddess blessed me with her. The next night as the celebration continued, it was nearing midnight. Almost time for all to strip and change into our wolves for the midnight run. I took to the platform and announced, "We all know where to go on our run. Remember to follow your Luna and me as we guide you. 1 minute to go, let us all go and strip down and shift. See everyone back here near dawn." With that, we all stripped down behind trees and shifted. I saw Amy's wolf for the first time and she is beautiful. White with silver highlights, grey eyes, and nearly the size of an alpha. Where my wolf is all black with ice blue eyes. Triton walked over to Sadie and sniffed, rubbing his scent on her, he then licked her face. He is already in love with his mate. We both look at each other and I nod, then howled to let everyone know it was time, and Sadie and Triton took off in a run with the others following behind. Howls were heard as well as the sound of running paws. With my pack being so large, many went off doing their own things such as hunting, and yes, many couples snuck off for adult fun. I always enjoyed this time every month, and especially now with me having a mate. I look over to see my mate, only she wasn't there. I stopped and looked around and couldn't see her. I sniffed the air to find her scent, and for some reason, it too was hard to locate. I began to panic and mind-linked the pack asking if anyone has seen the Luna and no one has. I even tried to mind-link Amy and no answer. I sent out an urgent alert to all warriors to find her. We have to find her. I backtracked to try and find her scent and found where it stopped, and there were other scents around that is not familiar. Then I looked down and saw human footprints. They have taken my mate. And of all people, I know who it was. For me, he just declared war. I mind-linked my warriors, to all warriors of the Sacred Moon Pack. We are now at war with the Blood River Pack. They have taken the Luna. I hear all the answering cries of the warriors. They are ready to save their Luna. Jacob Tyler, you are a dead man. I woke cold and chained to a wall. I open my eyes and look around. I was in a damp cell and the chains were burning my wrist as I knew they were made of silver. How did I get here? Last I knew we were all doing our midnight run and I thought I heard the cry of a young pup. I couldn't figure out why a pup would be out this time of night as they should be all sound asleep in the daycare with a worker watching over them. I knew I had to go and investigate in case one woke up and wandered off. I followed the sound and came to the border of the pack. It was still deep in the forest with lots of trees and brush. I shifted back to my human form and began to call the pup. Its whimpers were closer now as I followed the cries. Hello. I begin, are you hurt? You needn't be afraid, I won't hurt you. I looked around and heard rustling in a brush, I only want to help you. Just then someone rushed up behind me and injected something into my neck, then everything went black, and I woke up to where I am now. Well. Look who's awake. Our little princess. I look up to see Jacob through the bars smirking down at me. Why am I here, Jacob? Because you are still my mate. I never accepted your rejection. So, in all fairness, you are still mine. He opened the cell door and walked over to me, kneeling to my level. And I will do with you as I please. He grabs my hair, forcing my head back and slamming his lips on mine in a hard, painful kiss. When he broke the kiss and let my hair go, what he said next made my blood turn cold. If it is true and you and that other alpha are bonded, let's just see if he too can feel the cheating pain. No, I shook my head, please don't hurt him. Why not, babe? It is what he has been doing to me. Causing such blessed pain. But you enjoy pain. I was getting angry now. With all he put me through, I refused to be that helpless woman. No, now. No need for name calling. He stood back up and turned away from me. I don't know how it is possible to have two mates and both under the mate bond. He turns with a smirk. I find it quite interesting. And now that I have you back, I plan to teach him a lesson about taking what belongs to me. By taking me, you have just doomed this pack. You have just initiated a war. I was declared their official Luna and they will do everything they can to get me back. I spat out at him. Ooh, I am so scared. You underestimate the strength of this pack. He walked over and backhanded me where I taste blood in my mouth and feel my face begin to swell up. I have made this pack stronger, you little shit. Neither you nor that lover of yours will ever be together. I will kill that and do it in front of you, but not before I am with you in front of him and watch him writhe in pain before he dies. He yelled at me as his face turned red with fury. He then turns and walks out, locking the cell door as he glared at me and me at him. I will not give him the satisfaction of seeing me cry. I refuse to give him that power. Before he leaves, I had one more thing to say, go to hell. He turns back at me and smirks. I have already been there. Then he laughs and walks away. I have been here for 3 days now, and they barely feed and give me water. They come and take me out at least 3 times a day to use the bathroom, but they never remove the silver shackles around my wrist. The chain on the wall gives me enough room that I can lay down in the now dirty mattress and the thin blanket I was given to sleep on. The guards look at me with desire, but I try to ignore them and keep the blanket wrapped around my body. I am missing Chase every day and wonder what he is doing. I imagine he is planning an attack with a rescue party to get me out of here. I am grateful that Jacob had not come back since that day. But I know he won't be staying away for too much longer. And that is a day I am dreading. Rape scene. Another 2 days go by when I hear the outer door open and footsteps walking down the hall toward my cell. I am sitting on the dirty mattress with the blanket wrapped around my body. I look up when I see him. He is wearing his workout sweats and a white t-shirt stretched across his broad-muscled chest. He is alone and smirks at me. I have left you alone long enough. Now it is time. Time for what? I asked, glaring at him. He doesn't answer me, only opens the door and takes his shirt off as he comes towards me. He kneels to my level, grabs my hair, and kisses me as he rips away the blanket from my body and forces me down on top of the mattress. I feel the bond still towards him and I do all I can to ignore it. I will refuse his advances, I will fight him. I struggle against him, no matter how much I fight against him he is stronger. And before I can stop him, he... That pain is unbearable as I scream and continue to fight. Then the tears begin to fall as I think about Chase feeling the pain of being cheated on. Even though I am not cheating, I am being raped and it is killing me inside. How could I even look at Chase again after this? After I am rescued? If I am rescued. It has been 5 days since she was taken from me. I have been contacting my allies and now we alphas are meeting to plan for a rescue without going to war. But we are all in agreement, if we have to then war, we will go. The High Council frowns at Alpha's kidnapping of another's Luna. So, I have grounds for war and even to challenge Jacob for his pack. I will gladly do just that and kill him for taking my mate. We are sitting in my conference room at the round table discussing a plan when suddenly I am hit with a sharp pain and double over. Then it became clear to me what is happening. Are you all right? Ask Alpha Victor of the New Moon Pack. The others stood and looked at me in concern. There were 4 other alphas and along with me makes 5. He is raping her, I growl out, holding my chest in pain. Are you sure? We already have him on kidnapping. Alpha Carl says, frowning. I am sure. I may not have experienced the pain, but I witnessed this pain on my mate. It took a good 10 to 15 minutes before the pain eased up. You know, if it was rape you have more grounds now to just kill him. He does not deserve to live. I know I wouldn't want this to happen to my Caitlin. Says Alpha Miguel. I agree, we need to implement this plan now and rescue Chase's Luna. We don't know what he could be doing to her. He needs to be stopped. Alpha Victor says, standing and looking at me. You just make sure to clear the way for me. It's my mate and Jacob is mine. I say with determination. I plan to kill him. We are at the border of the Blood River Pack, and we are staking things out. So far there are not a lot of patrols out, which surprises me. They could be all focused near the pack house, came a mind link from my beta. I nod my agreement as I look around at all my allies and friends and all the warriors that have come to help rescue my mate. I feel honored to have so many who believe in me. Many are ready in wolf form and many in human like me. My beta is in his wolf form next to me as we decide the time to invade. Jacob and his pack will never know what hit them. The one thing good is we have one on the inside willing to help us, and that is Mandy's mate Stephen, who is also a warrior. My people know to leave him and the women and pups alone. We want the warriors, and if possible, just out of the way. There is only one that we want dead in all this, and that is Alpha Jacob. Alpha, the men are all in place and ready to go. On your mark. Kyle says in the mind link. I nod and hold my hand. I look around one last time and finally give the signal. I hear the wolves go ahead of the humans and begin to take out the guards and anyone else along the way. I begin to run and soon I too shift into my wolf. I head in the direction of the pack house as I am told the cells where they are holding Amethyst are underground in the basement. The entrance is outside, so that is my goal. Wolves come at me from left and right, but I take them out easily. For some reason, I have not been able to mind link to Amy, and according to Stephen, the cause is they have been spiking her water with wolfsbane, as well as silver cuffs around her wrist. The two combinations kept one from shifting or mind linking. There's no telling what else they have been doing to her. I can just make out the pack house beyond the trees, and I stop suddenly when I see a figure walking towards a back door where two guards are posted at it. Jacob opens the door and enters, and I know that has to be the back door leading to the cells. I mind-linked Kyle to help me take out the two guards since he was one of the closest to me. We run fast from two sides, taking the guards by surprise, and I shift back and open the door. I am bruised and sore all over. He was rough when he raped me, then he beat me up after. I am lying on the battered mattress and hear the door open and footsteps walking down the stairs. I can smell it is him. I am bracing myself for more assaults he might deliver on me. He comes to stand in front of the door looking at me. I know he is wanting to see fear in me, but I won't give him the satisfaction, so I just glare back. Well, well, well. I see you are developing a backbone. He sneers at me, but that will only turn me on more. You do this to me. I spit in his direction. Go to hell. I told you before I have already been there, but thank you for wanting me to go again. He opens the door and pulls his pants down when I hear the door open above the stairs, and I am hit with the amazing smell of my mate. Jacob heard it too as he exclaimed. He pulls up his pants and was about to grab for me, then changes his mind when he hears running. This is not over. I will capture you again. Then he runs out the door and heads in the opposite direction from the main entrance, and disappears, just as Chase comes into view. Chase, I smile weakly as he runs in and carefully gathers me in his arms. Where is he? He went further down the hall. I have no idea. Just then Kyle shows up. Luna, he says with concern in his eyes. Kyle, he went that way. He might have an emergency escape route. Check it out and see if you see him. Yes, Alpha. He took off running in the direction Jacob went in. Now to get these chains off. he says, looking around and spotting a set of keys on the floor. Jacob must have dropped it as he pulled his pants down, and I am glad he did. The goddess is looking out for us. Chase grabs the keys, unlocks the shackles from my wrist, lifts me in his arms, and carries me up the stairs and outside. Now to get these chains off, he says, looking around and spotting a set of keys on the floor. Jacob must have dropped it as he pulled his pants down, and I am glad he did. The goddess is looking out for us. Chase grabs the keys, unlocks the shackles from my wrist, lifts me in his arms, and carries me up the stairs and outside. Kyle was coming from around the corner and Chase noticed him. Well, you were right, there was another escape route, and he was gone by the time I came through. Chase nods, at least we got what we came for. Let's go home. Once we arrived home, Chase carried me upstairs to our bed and lay me down. Not 5 minutes later a knock came on our door and Chase opened it, letting the pack doctor in. She examined me and took some blood samples to have tested. Once she left, Chase came over and crawled up on the bed and wrapped his arms around me and nuzzled my neck at his mark. I know what he did. I felt the pain. He whispered in my ear. I promise when I find him, I will kill him. Just hold me and don't let me go, I spoke barely above a whisper. Always, my love. Always. I must have fallen asleep because I woke to whispered voices. How far along? I heard Chase ask someone. About 3 weeks now. That female sounded like the doctor. She was already here with me. Chase said, that means, it is yours, sir. I got up, wrapped a robe around me and opened the door to the sitting room where they were speaking in. Is this about me? I asked and they both turned to look at me. My love. I thought you were sleeping. You need your rest. Chase walked over to me and lifted me, walked over to a chair, and sat with me on his lap. I heard voices. I looked up at the doctor and she was looking down at the floor. Chase looked over at the doctor. You are dismissed. Yes, sir, she left out the door, closing it behind her. What is going on? I asked. He shook his head, kissing my forehead. Nothing. Is it a test result? Am I okay? I know I was persistent, but I also know he was not telling me something. He looked into my eyes, and we just stayed like that for a bit until he sighed, "You're pregnant, and thank the goddess it is mine." I froze. I didn't know what to feel. Did he want a pup? Why is he saying it like it's the end of the world? Are you happy? Do you want a pup with me? I asked, frowning at him. Oh, love. Of course, I do. I am just angry that he raped you while you were carrying my pup inside. It is bad enough what he did to you, but he could have made you lose our child. He hugged me to his chest. Of course, I am happy. I want a family with you. He tilted my face up and kissed me slowly yet passionately. When the kiss broke, he smiled at me, and I couldn't help but smile back. So, you really are okay with this? Yes, I will love our pup and any others we may have. I love you, Amy. You and our pup are my worlds, and I promise from this day forward I will protect the both of you. Okay, I believe you. Then I leaned towards his lips and kissed him. She gasped and sat up on my lap. What is it, love? I just remembered. It is not safe to shift when a she-wolf is pregnant. The Luna ceremony. I was with our pup when I shifted. Is the pup okay? I can understand her concern, but as I thought about it, I know if there had been a problem the doctor would have informed me. So, to reassure her I said, "Love, I know everything is fine." "How do you know?" she interrupted me. "Because the doctor would have said otherwise." I can tell she was thinking about it. She nods, "Yes, I guess you are right. I am being silly. If you want to be sure we can have you go to be examined. You know, to give you some peace of mind." "Okay, I will like that." I smile and nod, "Fine, I will contact the doctor to be ready for you tomorrow. For today, I want you to rest. You have been through enough for one day." She snuggled deeper against me as my arms held her tight. "I love you, Chase," she whispered loud enough for me to hear. I kissed the top of her head. "I love you too." I hear her breathing even out as her body became relaxed against me as she fell asleep. I just held her while gently rocking her, not wanting to let her go. I nearly lost her and the special blessing she carries inside. By holding her I am reassured she is safe and in my arms. After an hour or so I carried her back to our bed and curled up beside her as I too, while staring at my beautiful mate, fell asleep. I woke to feel butterfly kisses along my jaw. With my arms wrapped around her, we stayed like this with me still sweaty, and holding each other. "I will never get tired of waking up like this every morning," I said as she giggled. "Me either. Sorry to have started it. I had a bad dream and needed to be reminded that you are with me," she said, placing a kiss on my chest. "Never apologize, my love. I will always be here when you need me," I say. "Thank you, Chase. I love you so much, I feel so full." I smile, "Hun, that is exactly how I feel." Later that day I took Amy down to be examined to be sure the pup was doing okay. The doctor has her laying on a bed with her stomach exposed and this jelly-like substance on her tummy. Dr. Bailey then held a wand attached to a machine with a screen on it to her stomach. I watched the screen and Dr. Bailey smiled, "There is the little guy," she said as an image came up on the screen. "See that right there?" She turned to my mate and me, pointing at a little pulsating dot. "Yes, what is it?" I asked, holding Amy's hand. "It is the pup's heartbeat. Want to hear it?" "We can hear it." Amy asked. "Of course, we want to hear it." Dr. Bailey turned a knob on the machine and there it was. The sound of our pup's heart beating. We both looked at each other and laughed in delight. I leaned down and kissed my mate. Then my mate asked, "So the pup is okay?" I was concerned because of shifting at the Luna ceremony. "Oh, yeah, the pup is fine. Seems to be doing better than its parents, it seems." She smiled at us. "Now go home and enjoy. You both need this time together." Doctor's orders. "Yes, ma'am," I say as I help my mate up and head back home. Once back home, what a nice word, and that is what the sacred moon pack felt like, home. Well, I was feeling restless, but I knew I needed to rest for the pup's sake. I would do anything to keep my pup safe. Yet it was Chase that came up with an idea, as I am sure he could sense my restlessness. How about I get us some snacks and we movie binge in bed? He suggested. I smiled as I agreed, and he went down to get us some snacks while I looked for our first movie to watch. I figured he would like action-adventure and found one with comedy. As I sat waiting, his phone goes off. I looked at the number and saw it was a text from Mandy. I opened it and read it. The Alpha is still missing in action. No one knows where he has gone. Steven and I believe he is on the run and planning something. Be careful and keep our girl safe. Mandy. Chase walked in holding a tray with snacks and drinks for us and saw me holding his phone. His eyebrow went up as he looked at me and I read to him out loud the message. Well, it is good to know we have trusted people on the inside to help keep an eye on things. He said, placing the tray down on the bed and climbing up next to me. He took the phone from me and sent back a text. Mandy, thanks for the heads up. I am keeping a very close watch on our girl. Chase looked over at me and asked, do you want Mandy to know you are with Pup? I nod, yeah, I don't mind. As long as he doesn't find out. Okay, he continues the text. As our girl happens to be pregnant with my pup. Yes, it was verified with how far along she is. I promise to keep them safe. Tell your mate good work, and I promise when this is over and you two decide you want to join our pack, I will promote him to head guard. But that is both your decision. Think about it. I know Amy would enjoy having her friend close. Chase. The phone blinged back. Congrats, you two, and yes, Steven and I have already discussed it and plan to talk with you about it. We want to join your pack. Oh, and as for Stella, let Amy know for her part she is being held in a cell until further notice. Well, that is unexpected, Chase says about the last text. I am not surprised. She was a complete peach to me as well as to the people. No one liked her. I said as Chase placed his phone down on the bedside table. Well, enough of this. Let's get to watch movies. By the way, which movie have you decided on? It is an older one called True Lies. An action comedy. I smiled at him as his eyes lit up. You like action movies? I enjoy many kinds, even old musicals. I laughed. Okay, let's get to watching then. I pushed the play on the remote and the movie began. We enjoyed it and laughed so hard we had tears. We ate the snacks and drank apple juice and enjoyed ourselves. We ended up watching 3 movies, with the last one being a romantic comedy. That one was his choice, which surprised me. Of course, I am thinking he did it for me. He startled me by jumping off the bed and going into the bathroom when I heard the tub is getting filled. The smell of floral oils came out into the room, and I smiled. He is getting a bath ready for me. He walks back out in all his glory and smirks at me as he comes over to help me undress. He lifts me in his arms and carries me into the bathroom where he had lit some candles and had the bath filled with bubbles. He steps into the bath with me and sat me in front of him as he leans back against the back of the tub. We both sigh at the same time and laughed after. This is a very nice surprise, I say as he wraps his arms around me. I figured it would be another way for you to relax. He says, kissing my neck, and whatever happens, happens. I smile as I feel the tingles of the bond in the spots where his skin touches. Well, I may just want it to happen, I say breathlessly as he sucks on my marked spot. Yeah, I like that thought. He says as he turns my head with his finger and kisses my lips while caressing my body. I melt in his touch. I can't help but feel myself becoming aroused. I feel his hand going down and resting on my stomach. I can't help but moan in his mouth. He knows just how to touch me just right. I wait until she comes down from her climax, all the while kissing her soft skin. She smiles at me. Okay, I get it. You love me. Probably as much as I love you. I smile and kiss her sweet-tasting lips, and we take our time cleaning each other off. Which ended with us making love again before we finally get out and dry off. We lay together in bed just holding each other as we drift off to sleep. I awoke to a loud knock on my door and open my mind linked to whoever it is. Sir, we are under attack by rogues. I jump out of bed, I'm on my way. I look over at Amy as she sits up. What's wrong? What is happening? Rogues. I need you to help get the women and pups to the safety rooms. And I need you to stay with them. Of course, she said, jumping out of bed and coming to stand in front of me. Please, be careful. I don't know what I would do if anything ever happens to you. I love how she cares for me. But she needn't worry, I am one of the strongest in my pack. I promise to come back to you safe and sound. I am holding you to that, she says, tiptoeing to kiss my lips right before I walk out. I head down and run out the door as I can hear the growling and fighting and shift into my wolf. I am still not sure how they got through security, and this seems to happen frequently. I guess we will need another meeting about how we can tighten down security around the borders. We have our mates and pups to think about and need to keep them safe. I run into where the battle is and notice about 30 rogues. Probably had been more, but I see bodies dead or wounded on the ground from both sides. As I was observing the scene, I smell and hear the pattering sound of paws heading my way from behind me. I smile as I know he is there and turns just as he was about to pounce on me, and I sidestepped him and jumped on top of him as he lands on the ground, ripping his throat out. One down, Triton says to me as he is all hyped up about having his chance to shine in battle. I laugh at him. Glad you are enjoying the fight. I say to him. It's what I live for. Well, that and our mate. He gives me a goofy grin. Yeah, I hear ye. Now let's get dirty. I say. You bet, let's. He takes off in a run into the middle of the battle and takes out 3 more rogues on the way. It didn't take us long to chase out the few rogues that were left. We captured one and have him in a cell waiting to be interrogated. I let my beta Kyle do that honor. He specialized in it. I go to find my mate and let the women and pups out as it is once again safe. We really do need to up the security and patrols around the borders. I get to the underground safe room for the weaker pack members and the guard there bows to me as I go to the door and let out my people, including my mate. Once I open the door, she is there and runs into my arms. You kept your promise, she said, kissing my face all over. I told you I would, I said, laughing as she wouldn't stop kissing me. Hey, can we leave, Alpha? Luna, one of the ladies holding her pup, asked. Yes, of course, I say, placing my mate down on her feet as we were blocking the door. She looks around, guilty at the women wanting out. Oops, sorry. she says, stepping away from the door and standing against me with her back against my front as we watched the people leave, all bowing to us as they walked out. I was so happy to see my mate as he opened the door. I flung myself into his arms, forgetting about the others behind me in the large underground safe room. I was so concerned for him, but I knew he was okay through the bond. Several women while in there kept screaming as I was told it was due to their bond being severed as they lost their mates. My heart broke for them as I went around hugging each one, trying to bring comfort as their Luna, but I know if I had been one to have had my bond severed there would be no comfort for me. Yet I had to try and be there for them. A few days later we held a massive ceremony to send off our fallen warriors who fought well to the end. It was very emotional as I had tears silently slide down my cheeks as we all stood there to send them off to the moon goddess. It was done at night, even though it wasn't a full moon, it was a quarter moon, as we set the bodies held on a pyre on fire. We could hear all around us the howling of our wolf pack, and it was the saddest sound to hear. The surviving families held onto their pups or loved ones as they watched the loved ones they lost being sent to the goddess in the sky. It felt surreal. I held my mate's hand as he said some beautiful words on behalf of all those lost. Chase is a great leader and alpha, and I feel proud to be called his mate. As Luna, I pray to the goddess, I can be what he needs. I may have been born of beta blood, but I was never taught as I should have been on how to be a Luna. I am having to play it by ear and go on instinct. I don't want to let Chase down. He seems to have a lot of faith in me. Back at the pack house, we continued to celebrate the life of the fallen warriors with food and music. I am just glad this hadn't been an incident caused by Jacob in retaliation, which with his going missing in action, I would not put it past him to try again. Chase did assure me they were having rogue issues long before I came into the picture. Everyone seems to have accepted me as Luna, and even the woman we found that time in our bed apologized to me. I was shocked at that one, as she seemed to really have a thing for my mate. She had told me that before he became alpha after his father stepped down, he used to be a playboy and slept with many women back then. But once he became alpha, he was determined to wait for his fated mate. She was telling me this to let me know she had tried to tempt him, and he always turned her down. She says she is happy to see him happy finally, and that she hopes we can be friends. I just don't know about that. Remembering her lying there across our bed still haunts me. Maybe one day I can put it in the past and forgive her. I guess that would be the Luna thing to do. You, okay? Chase says as he places his arm around me. I nod, yeah, I am fine. Just feeling tired. Of course, you are. You have done a lot these past couple of days helping the families cope with their loss. How is our little one doing? She says, placing his hand on my stomach. We still have not made the announcement about our pup as yet. He or she is doing fine. I want to plan for an announcement, but now is not the time. We need to get past this first. But the pack will want to know about an heir on the way. He said, and I agreed. At least your parents know and are excited about a grand pup on the way, I say with a smile. That is so true. I am glad they like you. My mom is very impressed at how you are doing as Luna at this time. She has told me if you need help with Luna duties just let her know and she will help you. I appreciate the compliment. I just may take her up on that. I said with a yawn. He chuckled as he said, okay, mate. Let's get you to bed. Upstairs we stripped out of our clothes and climbed into bed and made love before cuddling close together and falling asleep. Each time we made love seems to get better and better. Chase keeps me satisfied in every way and hopes I am with him too. I asked him about it, and he assures me I am the best he has ever had and the only one he ever wants or desires. My heart is full of love for him and our pup that at times I feel as if I would explode. I have never been happier. A few days after my rescue I felt the cheating pain as the medicine had worn off and the doctor had to administer more to my system. They have assured me it is safe for the pup, and I trust them. So, I am back on the daily dose to keep the pain at bay. But that hint of pain had let us know that Jacob is still out there and sleeping with others. He is just so craved that he just can't stay away from women. I am just happy to be away from him and back where I belong. Well, we learned the hard way that Jacob was still around doing what Jacob does best. Sleeping around. He caused my mate pain, and it was good that Dr. Bailey had the serum ready for Amy. The best thing is it is safe for the young pup growing inside my mate. But until he accepts Amy's rejection, he will continue to feel it every time we have sex, and it is no one's fault but his own. And it won't stop us. He deserves every bit of this pain. The doctor says it is safe, and as we found out, Amy's drive has gotten higher with her pregnancy. So, I say, bring it on, Jacob. Pay back Subheesh, and you deserve it for what you put my mate through. It has been days, and all is quiet. My mother loves Amy and is showing her the duties of a Luna. Amy seems to be catching on fast and is natural for the role. We also heard that Jacob has been seen with some rogues. We have no idea what he could be planning, so we are keeping our eyes and ears out for anything. Amy still has her morning sickness, but that does not slow us down in making love. It is a joy waking up every morning next to the one I love. She is also beginning to gain a baby bump. This morning as I wake, I smile as she is half on top of me with her head on my chest. Oh, yeah. What a wonderful way to wake up. She breathes. We begin to get sweaty and loud as the sound of skin slaps against each other as we move our bodies in passion. Oh, yeah. Baby. Just like that. We lay there breathing heavily as we come down, just holding each other. This woman is everything to me, and I would die for her to keep her and our pup safe. I have training in 15 minutes. Do you want to come and watch again today? I say, kissing the top of her head. I would love to. You know I enjoy watching you train. It gets me all hot and bothered to watch your fight and work out. I chuckle, then be expecting more repeats of what we just did. You bet. You know at this time I just can't seem to get enough. She says. Oh, baby. I love it when you talk like this. We make love again before we shower and head out to the training grounds. It is nice of my warriors as they have already brought out a chair so Amy could sit and watch in comfort. Well, okay, so I requested the chair to be brought. After training, Amy went right to the dining room as I went to take another quick shower as I was sweaty from the workout. I met her in the dining room, and she was sitting at the Luna spot, and I sat at my place at the head. We were served our breakfast and I leaned over and secretly whispered in my mate's ear. I think it is about time we plan a ceremony to announce our blessed event. I agree. I mean, I am already showing and won't be able to hide it much longer. I mean, I imagine the warriors are wondering why you requested a chair for me to sit and watch you train. Then it is settled. We will make an announcement in 2 days. She kisses my cheek and smiles, perfect. In the next 2 days, it got busy. Everyone was puzzled as to what this special occasion is all about but didn't question it. They all figured it will be revealed tonight. As I walked around, I couldn't help but overhear some speculation they might have as to what the announcement could be. I even heard one woman hit the nail on the head as she spoke to her friend as I passed by unnoticed. Maybe the Luna is pregnant. The woman said. Ooh, wouldn't that be exciting? Her friend said excitedly. Yeah, it sure would be. We need something positive about now. A third woman said as I finished walking by with a secret smile. I entered the kitchen, which was my destination, and found the cook to discuss the menu for tonight. I am happy that some would believe this pup will bring about something positive for this pack. I know that with the rogue attacks they need something good to happen, and with a future alpha to celebrate, this will be what the pack needs. With the menu discussed, I head back out and up to our room to take a long soak in the tub. It feels good to relax and unwind. I close my eyes and smile. For the first time in my life, I am happy. I am truly happy. Chase is everything to me. He is my world, and now with our pup on the way, I rub my stomach as my thoughts are on my pup. I am so into my own thoughts that I fail to hear the footsteps enter the bathroom and feel lips on mine. I almost scream when I open my eyes to see Chase looking down at me. Chase, you just about gave me a heart attack, I say with my hand on my heart. I'm sorry, love. You just looked so irresistible. I smile and pull him back down for a proper kiss. When he pulls away, he asks me, "What had you smiling?" as I walked in. I was thinking about my life and how it has changed and become perfect. A perfect mate, a beautiful pup on the way, and a pack that has accepted me as Luna. I say, still smiling. He touches my cheek with the back of his hand. I feel the same way. This is the perfect life I have always dreamed of. He leans down and kisses me again. And before I knew what was happening, he climbs into the large tub with my clothes and all. What are you doing? I laugh as he takes his shoes off, emptying the water out of them before tossing them onto the floor. What does it look like? He grins at me. I am joining you. Well, I can see that. I am still laughing, but with your clothes on. Makes it more fun and interesting this way. He says as he crawls towards me and takes my lips with his in a deep, passionate kiss. I can see what you mean, I say against his lips as I just about rip off his clothes to feel his flesh against mine. Anxious, are we? He says with a smile against my lips at my attempt at getting his clothes off. Yes, I need you, I say, sucking on the mark the first gave him on his neck as he gasps. I need to feel your flesh against mine. Then allow me to help you. He says, ripping his pants off as I already took care of his shirt. We ended up making slow, passionate love in the tub, then ended up again on the bed. We just couldn't seem to get enough of each other, and with this pregnancy, I felt it even more. We spent at least a few hours in bed making love until time to get up and ready for the celebration announcement. Outside, the decorations looked beautiful, and there in the center was a raised platform that we now stood on as Chase was holding the mic welcoming everyone. I am so glad all of you could come. As this is a special time for us all, I am happy to finally announce the upcoming arrival of this pack's future alpha. We could hear gasps of surprise and excitement growing in the air. Chase wraps his arm around me and pulls me closer. Luna, Amethyst and I are expecting a pup in about 5 months. He smiles at me. This is a time to celebrate as this pack will become the strongest it has ever been. Everyone began to howl and yell and clap in joy as the news sank in and everyone was happy. A future alpha has given this pack hope for the future. And I am happy to be a part of it. We all celebrated, and everyone came and congratulated us on the near arrival of our pup. We all drank, only I drank non-alcoholic drinks, and danced on into the night. Chase's parents were excited to become grandparents and I was thrilled to be the one to make it happen. My heart is growing so fond of this pack, and I finally feel like I have found a home. Chase and I danced a slow dance and I lay my head on his chest as he held me close. I love breathing in his scent. It always calmed me. I love you so much. I am happy that it is you who carries my pup. He says into my hair as he laid his head on top. I sigh a deep sigh of contentment. I love you too. And I am so happy my heart is full. He leans down and kisses me as we suddenly hear wolf whistles all around us and we laugh together at being caught. It has been a few days since the announcement and all the pack members have been spoiling Amy with gifts for her and the pup. The pup isn't even here, nor do we know the gender. Today Amy is going in for an ultrasound to find out how our pup is doing. We just may find out if we are having a boy or a girl. I know I will be happy with either one. As we head towards the clinic, I feel excited as Amy asks me for the 100th time if I will be happy with a girl or if my hopes are up for a boy. You know, hun, I will be happy with either gender. It doesn't matter to me. I take her hand in mine. Yes, I would be thrilled to have a son to one day take my place as alpha, but with a daughter, she will be my little princess. You are sure? I just don't want you to be disappointed. I squeeze her hand. I am positive. I lift her hand and kiss it. Okay, she smiles at me. Once at the clinic, we are shown into a room where Amy had to lie down on a table next to what I believe is the ultrasound machine. Dr. Bailey walks in and greets us. Luna, Alpha, it is so good to see you. So today is the day you will see your pup. Are you both excited? I am nervous and excited at the same time, Amy admits. Ah, I see. Well, that is normal to feel that way. Would you both like to know the gender of your pup today? We both nod our heads yes as we answer, yes we do. Bailey laughs at our enthusiasm. Well, let's take a look, shall we? She pulls up Amy's shirt and squirts a gel on her stomach and turns on the machine, taking the wand and rubbing it over her stomach. I watched fascinated by the image and saw the doctor frown. She says as she studies the screen. What is it, Bailey? I ask, feeling concerned. What? Oh, nothing serious, it's just that, well, it seems there are 2 pups. She laughs then. I am in shock and so is Amy. You are having twins. And it looks like, yes, I am positive. 1 boy and 1 girl for sure. I grab Amy's hand and if I were not sitting already, I would have collapsed onto the floor. Amy turns to me. Twins. She whispers. I nod. Twins. I smile finally with tears brimming in my eyes. Are they looking healthy, doc? I asked as I look at my beautiful mate. Oh, they are quite healthy. I guess this is a double congrats. I finally stand and lean over and give my mate a hug as she finally cries tears of joy. Twins, I say in her ear. Thank you Moon Goddess for all three of my blessings. Back at the pack, we make a small announcement letting the pack know through the mind link that the Luna is officially carrying twins, a boy and a girl. You should hear all the whoops and hollers from the announcement. Amy is laying on the bed resting, and I come in from work and joined her. Have you thought of any names yet? I asked her as I cuddle her against me. I was thinking, maybe, Cameron for our son and Camille for our daughter. I smile, I like those. Strong names for the son and daughter of an alpha. She laughs, I am glad you like them. Yeah, babe, I do. I kiss the top of her head. As she snuggles down against me. Just when I think I couldn't get any happier than this news and I am elated with joy in my heart and soul. She said against my chest. A few weeks later all seemed to be quiet. We had no more rogue attacks, but we have not let our guard down. I cannot help but feel Jacob is up to something and it involves rogues. He has not been back to his pack, so I sent over my beta to talk with his beta to see what they would like to do. Seems his beta was against what his alpha was doing and wants to help make a change to the pack. Mandy and her mate want to join our pack and the beta has no issue with that. I think it will be good for Amy to have her friend here during this time of the pregnancy. Since it seems Jacob is a coward to have abandoned his pack, I am declaring his beta Samuel the new alpha. He seems to have a good head on his shoulder. So we went to have his alpha ceremony with Amy by my side. At the private ceremony, which is what he wants, I take the small ceremonial dagger and with the words slice my hand and hand the dagger to Sam and he does the same. I place my hand in his and offer the alpha power to Sam. As we do, we feel a wind blow and his power increase from that of beta to alpha and it is done. He is now the alpha of the Blood River pack and I have all the confidence in the world that he will be a great alpha. Back home Mandy and her mate came back with us, and I had one of my omegas show them to their new place and help them get settled in. Amy is ecstatic that her best friend is here and safe. It makes me happy to see her so happy. After all, she and our pups are my life. As the weeks go by into months, I get bigger. I feel like I am the size of an elephant. Yet everyone is so kind and compliments me, telling me how much I look like I am glowing. The pups are pretty lively inside, and it makes me think they are in a battle with one another. Mandy has been a goddess sent and I am so happy she is here to be with me. Her mate has proven himself with Chase and is now the second Delta in command in the warrior ranks. Mandy is excited about his new status, and as for Mandy, she found out she is a couple of weeks along with her own pup on the way. I told her she doesn't have to work as she did in the other pack. After all, her mate is now a Delta. She can just be my sister and best friend. When Chase is working, she keeps me company and it feels wonderful having her here. I will be forever grateful that she picked up Beta Kyle's card and made that call. I would hate to think what my life would be like if she had not. I could still be suffering at the hands of Jacob. Because of her I am free and mated to the most wonderful alpha and carrying his pups. As I said before, my life is full, and I am deliriously happy. The time is nearing for my pups to be born, and the closer it gets the more excited I am. The time seems to have gone by so fast. I am just surprised there has been trouble from Rogues or Jacob. I hope it stays that way. Chase refuses to let his guard down. He feels Jacob is up to something big and that it is a matter of time. I pray he is wrong, but secretly I do feel it too. Jacob would not give up. What do you think of this color? I ask Mandy as we are upstairs working on the nursery. Ooh, I love it. It is perfect for curtains, she says, painting a mural on one wall of wolf pups playing in a garden. I have to say she is quite talented. It looks perfect. I thought so too. It is a good neutral color for both genders, I say, holding the fabric up at the window. The nursery is looking fantastic, and I am getting so excited about the birth. I can't wait to hold them in my arms. Do you think I should add a fruit tree to the garden here? She asks me. It looks a little bare and needs something in this spot. I look at where she is pointing, and I could see it. I think maybe an apple tree. She nods. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think the red of the apples would be just the color we need. I agree. By the way, it is looking great. I smile at Mandy. And soon we will both be working on your nursery at your home. She giggled. That is a little bit away yet before that day. Oh, it will be here before you know it. Time flies fast these days, I said, looking at the fabric for the bassinets. I think it is wonderful that our pups will have each other to grow up with. She turns and smiles at me. Me too. We are still on for dinner tonight? I asked as Stephen, her mate, and Chase and myself are to have dinner in town as a double date night. You bet we are. Stephen is excited about it. I am glad that he and Chase are getting along. Me too. They seem to be developing a friendship bond, and that is a real good thing. I say, focused on one particular fabric for Cameron's bassinet. I set it down on top of his bassinet and begin to look for the perfect one for Camille. Mandy looks back at me. Oh, I like that one for Cammie's bassinet, she said, looking at the fabric in my right hand. I was thinking so too. Well, now we need the seamstress to create the covers, sheets, and curtains for the window. Then the nursery will be just about done, I say with a smile, looking around at the work we did. I agree, but I must finish this apple tree, then my work is done on this wall. It looks beautiful. I love the wall. The pups will love it too, I say, walking up and hugging Mandy from behind as she held the paintbrush away from me. Later that evening we sat at the restaurant enjoying our food and the company when I felt a little twinge and grabbed my stomach. Are you all right? Chase asked me, noticing my action. Yeah, I nod. I think the pups are getting rambunctious inside. I look over and see his concern and the concern on my friend's face. Really? I am fine. Chase takes my hand and kisses it. You let me know if any more happens. Then he smiles. I will be sure to let our pups know to behave in there. I laugh at his cuteness. He has been the best through all this, and I couldn't love him any more than I already do. Just then a bigger twinge hits and I groan at that one. Seriously? Are you okay? Chase asks again with a frown, standing and walking behind my chair. I don't know. I look up at him. I think I am going into labor. I think I am going into labor, my mate says, and I freeze at those words. Oh, my gosh. Amy. Are you sure? Mandy asked, taking Amy's hand. Just then Amy's eyes went big. My water just broke. I looked down and sure enough, there was a puddle under her seat. What do we do? I asked as panic began to set in. We need to get her to the pack hospital, Mandy said, getting up from her chair to help Amy. I finally unfroze and went into action and stood up, taking my maid into my arms and carrying her out to the car. Mandy and Stephen followed right behind us. We will meet you there, Chase, Stephen said as I locked the seat belt around Amy and shut her door. I nodded and said, okay. As I climbed into the driver's seat of my car. Halfway to the hospital, I get a mind link from Kyle. Chase, we are under attack. Rogues are everywhere. Great, why now of all times? I thought to myself. I mind linked drive, Bailey. Bailey, the Luna is in labor. I need you to meet us in the safe room now. We are on our way. Okay, I am on my way. Be careful, Alpha, the rogues are all over the place. I mind-linked Kyle. Kyle, the Luna is in labor, I need to get her to the safe room. The doctor is meeting us there. Then I will join you. Okay, I hope for the best with your mate and pups. He says sincerely. Thank you, man. I will see you soon. Get all warriors out there and try and draw away any attention towards the safe room. We need to keep our women and pups safe. Already on it. I then mind-linked Stephen in the car behind us. Stephen. There is a rogue attack. I am getting the Luna to the safe room. The doctor is waiting for her there. I would advise making sure Mandy joins them there. I will meet you out back behind the pack house. Okay, Alpha. Meet you there. I get to the pack house, unlock Amy from the seat, and carry her through the house and down the stairs to the hidden safe room with Mandy and Stephen following behind. I type in the passcode and the door opens. I walk in and lay Amy down on a bed and she looks up at me puzzled. What are we doing here? She asks as Dr. Bailey walks over to us. What is happening? Why are all the women and pups here? There is no time to explain. We are under attack, and I am needed. I kiss my mate, but she holds on to me. You can't leave. I need you. I am about to give birth to our pups. She desperately cries out to me. Mandy walks over and takes her friend's hand. It's going to be all right, Amy. I am here and they are needed out there. Chase and Stephen are strong men. They will be all right. She tried to reassure my mate. I promise, I will return to you, and then we will celebrate the birth of our pups. I kiss her one last time before Stephen and I leave out the door and look our mates safely inside. Outside we could hear the battle and I look over at Stephen and he looks at me and I begin to run towards the forest and shifting in midair as Stephen does the same. I open the mind link to all warriors and informed them we are on the way. There are too many of them. I hear Kyle shout through the link. Have you contacted our allies' packs for backup? I asked him. Yes, they are on their way. I notified them the moment the attacks began, and we saw how many rogues were here. By any chance is there any sign of Jacob? I asked, thinking an attack of this size he would have to be involved. A few warriors thought they saw him, but I wouldn't put it past him to be behind this attack. Kyle answers. Yeah, this sounds like him. He is against this pack, and he forgets we are strong and have friends. He won't win this battle. I want Jacob alive, everyone, I say over the link. I hear a bunch of, yes, sir. Or yes, Alpha. Through the link. I smile as I prepare myself to battle. Just then a couple of rogues came at Stephen and me and we took them down easy. The closer to the battle we get, the more rogues that come at us. Stephen is good, I like the way he fights. It reminds me of me and we have no problems taking out the rogues that come at us from behind the trees and rocks. Kyle is right, there is a lot of them, but Sacred Moon is a strong pack and I have all the confidence in the world in my pack that we will get through and survive this. Just then I spot him. Jacob. He stands in his human form and looks like he is taunting me. I growl and head in his direction, then stop. This is too easy. Stephen, I think this is a trap. I would not put it past him, sir. He is sneaky like that. Be careful. I have your back. I nod, then proceed with caution as I mind link my warriors to my location in case it is a trap. I go slow, watching my surroundings as Jacob yells, I know you are enjoying with my mate. I shift to human and yell back, you mean my mate? She was mine first until you came along. He growled. You abused her. You never deserved her. You made her suffer in pain as you made her watch you have been with other women. I spat at him, you are scum. You have no respect for women. Oh, I beg to differ. Women fall at my feet. They love giving me pleasure. And I give them pleasure back, even Amethyst. He is trying to get to me, but it isn't working. I smile, I hope you have been enjoying all the pain we have sent your way. Oh, I am loving it. I hope she is enjoying what I send to her. Actually, she never feels it anymore, I say with a smirk. That's not possible. He grounds out. Oh, but it is. You see, our doctors and science team discovered a serum that keeps the pain away from cheating mates. So, Amy has been no longer bound to you in pain. I can see I am getting to him. Just then I see my warriors sneaking up slowly while listening and waiting for my signal. I don't believe you. There is no such serum. He growls at me. I assure you there is, and it has been done. Amy for the last few months is also carrying my pups. See, we have moved on. She is completely my mate now. And it is up to you if you continue to suffer pain, but Amy won't. You lie. Just then he shifts and runs at me as I too shift. Come on, Amy, I need you to push. Dr. Bailey says as a contraction hits. I can't, I say, panting in pain. I'm too tired. You can and you will. Mandy is here holding your hand. I am sure she will let you squeeze it if you need to. Yes, Amy. Squeeze as much as you need. You have 2 little ones needing to be born. Panting I said, I will try. Now Amy, says the doctor. I grunt and push as hard as I can until the contraction eases up and lay back against the pillow. Good Amy, you are doing great. I can see one of the pups' heads. You are almost there, you. I push hard on another contraction. Here he comes, wah! I hear the sound of a baby cry. It's your son. Bailey and Mandy say about the same time. I laugh with joy. My son is born. Cameron, I whisper, ready for your daughter to be born. Bailey asked me. I nod my head tiredly, yes. Here Mandy, go over there and clean this little fellow up. Mandy heads to the clean bathroom in the safe room with my son just as another contraction hits. I scream as I begin to push. That's it, you got this, Bailey says just as another contraction hits. You. I push hard, then hear another cry. I hear Bailey laugh, Amy, she is beautiful. I lay back laughing in joy just as Mandy comes over and sets my son in my arms. I look at his tiny face and he looks like his father. He is beautiful, I say as I see Bailey hand my daughter to Mandy to be cleaned. They both are, says Mandy smiling at me before she walks into the bathroom with my daughter. Just then I hear Dr. Bailey announce to the people in the secret room. Our Luna has a beautiful son and daughter. Cheers went up all over the place and I thought to myself. Good thing this room is soundproof. Mandy brings me back my daughter and places her in my other arm. She has red hair like me, and I laugh for joy. I only pray that Chase comes back to me safe and sound to share in this joy. A few hours later the door opens, and Stephen and a few other guards walk in. I look past them in hopes to see my mate, but he is not there. Where is Chase? I ask, feeling concern creeping in. They glanced at me but stayed quiet. Where is my mate? I yell in a demanding tone. He has been injured, my Luna. My breath catches. I hand my pups over to Mandy and the doctor and stand. I am sore but I don't care. This is my mate and I want to see him. Where is he? I grind out. At the hospital, Luna. We will take you there. If it is safe, we need to get these pups and the Luna there anyways. Says Dr. Bailey. Yes, of course, we all head to the hospital. Kyle carrying me on doctor's order, Bailey and Mandy each carrying my pups. Once there I insisted to be taken to my mate. He is in surgery, Luna. You will have to wait in his room. Kyle informs me. Then take me to his room. I will wait in there. Yes, Luna. Kyle set me down on the chair next to the bed where they will be bringing my mate back. And it was there I waited. My pups were taken straight up to the nursery to be checked out as I wait for my mate. Kyle waited with me as I drilled him about how Chase got injured. He confronted Jacob and told him the truth about how they created a serum that prevents me from suffering any pain from his escapades. And he told him I was pregnant with his pups, and Jacob went all crazy and there were hidden rogues around Jacob and a few along with Jacob gained up on Chase. They were outnumbered but were able to get Chase away before they killed him. The rogues ran off and they were able to catch Jacob and take him down into the cells. They have him shackled with silver shackles. But Chase was already badly injured. What kind of injuries? I ask. Unsure until the doctor comes in and tells us. All I know is he was unconscious and bleeding bad. Tears slid down my cheeks at the thought of my strong mate hurt. Another few hours later they wheeled in my mate and placed him on the bed and hooked him up to machines. I sat and watched, then asked the doctor. How bad is he? It was touch and go for a bit. And the next 24 hours will be crucial. He had internal bleeding as well as a punctured lung. As well as a close call to his heart. He will be in an induced coma until his wolf is strong enough to heal him. Dr. Bradley explained. He will be fine though, won't he? I asked as a few tears slid down my cheeks. I mean, I just gave birth to our pups. He has to meet them. It is up to him to fight, Luna. At this point, it would not hurt to pray. I nod and he walks out of the room. Everything is dark, yet I hear voices. I think I hear my mate, but the voices are soft. Is she crying? I want to open my eyes, but I can't seem to. My eyelids are too heavy. I want to assure her that I am okay. I need to assure her. Last I knew she was in labor. How are the pups? I want to see my pups. Why is Amy here and not with our pups? Did something happen to them? I begin to get concerned. I feel my heart racing at the thought that something has happened to my pups. I need to wake up. I need to find out how my pups are doing. I feel myself begin to panic. My breathing became erratic when all of a sudden everything went dark. I hear beeping and I feel someone holding my hand. I slowly open my eyes and close them as the bright light blinded me, slowly opened them, noticed the white walls, and knew I was in the pack hospital. I look over to see who held my hand and noticed Amy asleep with her head down on the bed as she sits on the chair while holding my hand. I squeeze her hand and she sat up and looked over at me. Chase, she looks at me with concern. Amy, how are the pups? I asked with a dry throat. She fills a cup with water and helps me drink as she tells me about our pups. They are beautiful, Chase. And healthy. She then laughed, that son of ours sure has a set of lungs. And in case you wanted to ask, Cameron was firstborn. I smiled, I am happy they are safe and healthy. I can't wait to meet them. I want you to meet them. Cameron looks like you and Camille has red hair like me. I close my eyes feeling so happy. My family is safe, and I want to see them. Can you have them brought down now? I need to see our pups. Oh, of course, I will see if a nurse will bring them down. 15 minutes later the door opened, and 2 nurses walked in carrying my pups. I was finally sitting up in bed and cannot wait to see my pups. Amy took one wrapped in a blue blanket and brought him over to me. Chase, this is our son, she said smiling as she handed him into my arms. I looked down and saw my son for the first time. He is perfect and looks strong already. He will make a fine alpha one day, I say as he wraps his hand around my finger. Then Amy brings over our daughter. Meet our daughter, Cammy. I look at our daughter in my mate's arms and tears begin to fill my eyes as I smile at both my pups. They are as Amy said. Beautiful. I look at Amy, I love you. And not because you have given me beautiful pups. I love you for who you are. You are my dream, my life, and my world. All 3 of you are. I see tears filling Amy's eyes as she smiles at me. I love you the same, Chase. She sniffed, I was so scared that I would lose you. You nearly stopped breathing a few times. The doctor was able to stabilize you again. I prayed to the goddess so much that she would spare you so you could have the chance to meet your pups. She gave me a watery smile, and she answered. She leaned down and kissed me. I still held on to our son and Amy with our daughter. Just then, as we were smiling at each other, the door burst open and Kyle enters. Sir! You are awake. I see you finally met your pups. That I have. I paused before I asked, status Kyle. We lost 30 good men, sir, and we have Jacob locked up in silver in the dungeons. I nod. I will take care of him myself once I recover. Yes, of course, sir. How many on their side did we get? I asked. Nearly 60. Double of our loss. Any other survivors from their side other than Jacob? Yes, sir. A few in all locked away in the cells. Good. I want them interrogated. I need answers to why they keep attacking us. On it, sir. Good. Now I want to enjoy my family. Of course, and congratulations. He says before leaving out the door and closing it behind him. A few days later I was finally released to go home along with my pups. It felt good to be up and about as my wolf finally became strong enough to finally finish healing my body. The first thing I did was go down to see Jacob. He was shackled and chained to a wall in a cell. He looked like hell. Good. My men didn't go easy on him. I am glad they didn't kill him as I wanted him alive so I can talk to him. He lifted his head as I came into view, and he smirked at me. I thought you were dead. I scoffed. Yeah, you wish. It would take a lot more than a few rogues to kill me. From what I heard we almost succeeded. Too bad. Yeah, too bad for you. After I am done with you, you will have wished I were dead. There isn't anything you can do to me. I love pain. You should know that. Is that why you refuse to accept Amy's rejection? His smirk stops as he says, no, I refuse because she is mine. I will get her back. This I promise you. I laugh at him, not if you are dead. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.